Hi, I'm Karen. We're here at Montevilla Sewing Center, and today we're talking about the Baby Lock Lyric. In this video, I'm going to show you the basic parts of the machine. So to start with, we have where you plug in your power cord and your foot control, and then you also have your on-off switch over here. Here's your hand wheel. Back here you have a nice handle to carry your machine, and then you have the lid with your stitch chart right here. For your lettering, you can see your quick reference guide for stitches for your lettering. And then over here we have the spindle for widening your bobbin and the stopper. And up here is a thread guide for when you go to wind your bobbin. Here's the spool pin where you put your main spool of thread, and then of course thread guides going down here. Then we have, of course, the needle, which is the business end of your sewing machine. And then we have a needle threader right here. There's a lever on the side for the needle threader. It's a really neat thing. And when we get into threading your machine on a different video, I'll show you how this works. Back here we have the buttonhole lever. Now this is going to be important to use when you're making buttonholes to help get the right length. And again, that's another procedure that we can talk about later. On the side, we have a thread cutter, and this is for when you're done sewing, you just take your thread and just pull it like that, front to back or back to front. Then we have the accessory tray, and it's got a lot of neat storage right here. You've got a tray that you can put the individual feet in nice and neatly, and there's storage underneath where you can put other accessories, and on the side. Also, you've got one in the back here for the lesser used accessories. Then this tray comes off, so now you have a free arm if you're sewing like jeans, hems, or something like that. It's just ideal for that. In the back, there is a switch. I'm going to take off the foot so you can see the feed dogs. When you move that switch, the feed dogs go down. Now to put the feed dogs back up, just move the switch the other direction and take a single stitch. That click that you heard, that was the feed dogs re-engaging. And then there's a little button on the back that where you can change the foot. So you put that down there, lower your presser lever, and the presser lever is in back. You can also raise that presser lever a little higher if you have lofty fabric or something spongy that you're putting under the foot. And then the needle plate has lines here to help you get a nice straight seam allowance. Guidelines also are on the cover of the bobbin, and that's how you take the bobbin cover off, and there's the bobbin right there. So I'm going to put this back on here. And then up here we have the start-stop button. Now the start-stop button, it says red because it's not ready to be used until, of course, you lower your presser foot. But you also can't use it if the foot control is connected. So you would need to, just like it says, disconnect the foot control right there. Then here is our reverse button right here. So if you're just doing regular sewing, you can push that and it will sew in reverse as long as you hold it. Here is your locking stitch button, or what they call the reinforcement stitch. And if you push this and hold it, it will do a stitch in place, doing like a little knot on the back. And so these are both ways that you can seal the beginning and ending of your seam. Here you have your needle down, needle up, which I kind of showed you that a little bit earlier. I'm going to hang on to my top thread while I do that. Needle down, needle up. This is your thread cutter button. And this is, you only use this when you are at the end of a seam and you want to cut your thread. So make sure you have your thread still connected to your fabric, and you've got fabric underneath the foot. This is your speed slider. Now this is going to govern how fast, the maximum speed that you can go. If you want to go slower, you can always press a little bit less on the foot control on the pedal, but this will keep you from going too fast. So if you're doing like free motion quilting where you don't want to zoom ahead, you can slow this down. Also, if you're teaching somebody who doesn't really know how to sew yet, you might want to have it really slow, gives them a little more control. And if you just want to go really fast, there you can go right there. So I would say keep it in the middle until you really get used to your machine. And then down here, this is an important little port. This little guy here This is your knee lifter. Now it's a really convenient thing to have because here, hands-free, you can lift and lower your foot. It's a nice thing to have because you don't have to reach around behind. You can hang onto your fabric right there. So I use that on my machine a lot. And then right here is your informational screen. This is not a touch screen, it's just information. All of these here are operations for your machine, and I'm going to get into that in my basic sewing, basic operations video. So that's the Baby Lock Lyric. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If it's been helpful, give us a thumbs up. And if you have comments or questions, you can leave those in the area down below. Thanks for watching. Bye.